don't worry. We're not doing some big Thanksgiving pun fest, okay? We do celebrate Thanksgiving on the mountain, but it's straightforward. As we head towards the beak, some QBs are hobbled. These guys are gobbled. Either way, it's all gravy, so let's cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes. It's time for Mahomes Mountain. Those ones don't even really make sense.
KW, what do you want to say, buddy?
Weird part about doing this for a living is I also just watch TV as a consumer. You know, I watch TV.
Yeah.
I didn't like the person that.
Do you ever?
And it's me.
You know, again,
So
I
it's
don't
tough
want
for
to.
the identity and ego. Didn't like that guy.
I don't want to be.
Tough one.
I don't want to overstep. But we joked, but seriously, the other day about how your wonderful and talented wife has Emmys and Peabodys and other things like that. Do you think she ever watches TV and sees you doing that and is like, wait, what?
Never watched the show. Nope. They watched it once and told me about it at dinner. They're like, guess what? I'm like, what? We watched the show. What? It's on every day for 3 or 4 years.
Time now for the mountain.
Sorry about that.
So, before we even get to any piece of the mountain, Coach, you weren't here last week, so let me just update people.
Thank you.
Last week, row 3 was just vacant. Remember? We had no one in row 3.
I didn't love that.
Well, so this week that's fixed, but that does mean there's some ability to move up even if you didn't necessarily have a upward mobility performance. But also, as you will see from who's off the mountain, we have a lot of quarterback injuries still. So we might be in a bit of a quarterback crisis again. So here's who's off the mountain. Can we show it? The top 2 rows, 7 starting quarterbacks
Wow.
are off due to injury. Now, Burrow luckily is back. Rodgers, we think, will be back soon. We hope CJ could be back this week. Jackson Dart should be back, but
Jaden might be back.
Jaden could be back soon. So, but man, oh man, it's a lot of guys. The guys who are off the mountain but healthy. Here's the thing about them. They're not starting quarterbacks in this league anymore or ever. 9 is not going to work out, JJ. I'm sorry. JJ McCarthy, Marcus Mariota is literally a backup. Geno, get to a better place than Vegas, Geno. It hasn't worked out. And Tyler Shuck, it's not working out so well. Which makes the 7th row rough spot if you barely staved off being off the mountain. What a first 3. Brock, the Prince in a win, but we saw Brock and the Prince had very similar wins.
They are right. They keep winning.
They keep winning, but it's ugly.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money between them. More than $100 million a year combined between them. Bryce, there's 6 games away from having to make a decision on Bryce's 5th-year option. I think I know which way they're leaning. Shador gets on the mountain. With that, gets on the mountain. Tyrod Taylor, in a loss, gets on the mountain. Joe Flacco, probably about to be off the mountain. He's going to give the job back. It's fine. Mason Rudolph, I didn't hate his performance. I thought it was fine. He's on the mountain.
He played well enough for him to win.
We're in a bit of a quarterback crisis here, as you're going to see in a moment. Row 6. A lot of people moved up. Daniel Jones had every opportunity to move up. It was all out in front of him. But whenever the commentary after a game is, you know where that team really screwed up. Putting the game in his hands, you're not going to move up. Davis Mills was fine Thursday night against Buffalo. He moves up. Cam Ward, from literally forgotten to be placed anywhere on the mountain to row 6.
Whoa.
Look at Cam Ward.
Making it work.
He was actually, I thought, the second half against Seattle, now they probably let their foot off the gas a bit, were some of the better drives of his career. Shout out to him. Tua moved up without playing. That could be the key to Tua moving up. Jacoby Brissett keeps you in it. Fresh off a 47 completion game, had him in overtime. Bo Nix bye week stays where he is. So here's what I mean when we're in a bit of a quarterback crisis. So show row 5, and I'll address it in a moment, but you'll see on the far right is Tom Brady. And here's why.
I was wondering what that.
Well, I saw this clip before the game, or during the game, of Brady playing catch with A.J. Brown. And I said to myself, are there 15 guys better than, is anyone beneath Tom Brady on this mountain? would their teams, if they were allowed to, show the mountain again, if they were allowed to, be like, all right, just for the rest of the year, Sean Payton, you can switch. You can get Tom out the booth.
Super Bowl.
Hey, Indy, just for the rest of the year, you can switch.
It sounds ridiculous. He should be higher.
I mean, he's 48 years old, looks great. Again, he's not going to happen. We love to have him at Fox. But I just saw him throwing football. I was like, he's got to be on the mountain this week. Baker stays where he is. Again, you could argue he should drop, but I don't know who he's going to drop for. Like, this is, if you're a legitimate starting quarterback, row 5 right now seems like about the floor. Nix could take a spot. Jones could at some point, but Jones had a bad game. Nix was off. Justin Herbert was off this week. Jordan Love, another game. Jameis got to be a starter next year.
Jameis is so much fun to watch.
Jameis just has to be a starter somewhere. Somewhere he's got to be a starter. Yeah. Now to the top 10. Too much respect for Lamar to drop him. It was potentially a drop-worthy performance, but he had already dropped because row 3 was vacant, so that's a fair spot for him. Jared Goff moves up. Jalen Hurts. I didn't think he was the problem. I thought he played, I thought he had the 2 rushing touchdowns, but one was a true, quarterback-driven run that I thought was really good. I thought he threw the ball fine. I know, Coach, you feel like he threw it too much. He's not calling the plays. And contrary to Wild's propaganda, Caleb played well. He had one goofy play. Nobody denies it. But he played well in a game that they needed to win, and they did win. Row 3. Slight dip for Drake Maye after really hanging out in row 2. Drake Maye's last 3 weeks, not great. This past week, 19 offensive points against the worst defense in football. The pick 6 that for some reason Kevin Wildes liked, but no one else did, he drops just a bit. Josh Allen, I know it was Thursday night, but he was brutal, and it wasn't all his fault, but he has to, fair is fair, he has to drop. And Sam Darnold, somebody's throwing Jackson Smith and Jigba those passes. Sam Darnold moves up. Row 2. Dak Prescott, who's playing the quarterback position, the second best of anyone in the league. And Patrick Mahomes, who is now 7-0 in his career in overtime games. 20-18 in games his team trails by double digits, and just had the largest fourth quarter comeback of his career to the tune of about 350 yards in a game against a team that everybody told me all week was super dangerous and could go to the Super Bowl. And then atop the mountain, for the 3rd, maybe 4th consecutive week, won Matthew Stafford and his 30 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. That coach is a perfect addition of Mahomes Mountain.
I do love the Brady edition. I think that's probably the best addition I've seen you make in a long time. But I have an issue with where you have Patrick Mahomes. And I know you're dinging Drake Maye for his pick 6, but Patrick Mahomes throws a pick that goes down to the 3-yard line.
Who made the
They score on the very next play or the 2 plays later. So you've got that. But my issue with Patrick was later in the game. And if you go to the final drive of the game, so it's a nice drive, it starts at the 5, but they get down, they've got 1st and goal from the 3-yard line, and the reason they're going in overtime is because Patrick Mahomes couldn't score. And I don't know if we have the play available and it's not drawn up, but that 3rd down play where he takes the sack, you're going to see Travis Kelce breaks away from the coverage, he's wide open, but Patrick's in the pocket. He's looking initially to try to get this underneath route. It's not there. Kelsey's going to come clean here, but he goes backside. It's just the fact that they had 1st and goal from the 3, they ran the ball, they get stopped, then they have the incompletion, then they have the sack, then they have to go to overtime. The reason they're in overtime, I understand that. But also, let's take a look. I know this is a rich tapestry, so let's take a look at the rich tapestry that Patrick Mahomes has painted over the last 3 weeks. So this is only the second.
That's why he had dropped so.
This is only the second time in his career where he's had 3 consecutive games with under an 80 quarterback rating. The last time it happened was 2021. He's got 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown in that period. He's 1-2. He's been sacked 10 times. So yeah, they won in overtime. That's positive, but they shouldn't even have been in overtime. The Patrick Mahomes we all know and and respect would have scored typically if he wasn't in this drought that he's in.
Where did you say that drive started from? The game-tying drive? Where did you say it started from? The 5?
It started from the 5, and I give him credit for that. I understand that completely.
It doesn't sound like a lot
but
of credit.
we get down to 1st and goal from the 3-yard line with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, and we got to kick a field goal. That's not what we've been used to. And I was at halftime last night. I was looking through
you took my
the rule book, because I often do, and I was frustrated with the Carolina Panthers. And I know, Nick, and you wrote it. Look, after 3 consecutive weeks on Mahomes Mountain, if Mahomes isn't on the top, you have the option to rename the mountain, and that's what I'm suggesting. I'm workshopping names, but this is what I'm suggesting. I think we should go with Matty Wood. Okay,
I like it.
It's a little bit of a workshop, but
I would have. If you were going
coach.
to go with someone, I would have gone with Stafford Summit.
I know Stafford Summit was part of the consideration, but I think we have to give an ode to Hollywood.
I get it, Coach, but you're right, and the bylaws are the bylaws.
The bylaws are the bylaws.
The most important. I've read them front to back. And you said it. We can't run it back in real time, but you said the most imperative word you said was option. I have the option to rename Mahomes Mountain. Yeah. I'm choosing that.
Okay, that's fair.
Drew, go ahead.
It doesn't say it's your option.
No, read it closely. It says,
I studied it last night.
Read it a bit closer.
I think, man.
Go ahead.
I agree with you, Coach. I think Mahomes should have been lower. I think he should have dropped a little more. But I'm going to focus on Caleb. Now, look, he's having a nice year, a solid year, and he's showing that a star, he might be a star, maybe a superstar still on the table. So it's been a good year for him. I'm not trying to ding him or anything like that, but I do think he should be lower, one level lower. I would put Baker, Herbert, or Love ahead of
You
Caleb.
would have killed me. If I raised Baker after this week, you would have killed me.
I just think I would take Baker. I know he didn't have much of a week, but I would trust him more than Caleb. Now, Caleb doesn't throw picks. That's the one thing we all certain about. He doesn't throw interceptions, and you talk about completion percentage,
it's not,
I get it, but his is so low.
That part's
he's below
60%. That part's
the last 4 games, he's been below 59% in each of his games. So he leads the league in bad throws, and so his accuracy or inaccuracy is an issue. He leads the league in batted throws as well. So he's just, he's kind of hit or miss. He ranks 20th, Coach, in touchdown percentage. So he's only got 16, but he throws it a lot, but only 20th in percentage. 17th, and I know a stat you love, yards per attempt.
Yes.
I'm going to keep digging you with that. And he's 20th in passer rating. He is actually below the league average in passer rating. So I just think, look, they're winning. They haven't played a tough schedule, but they are winning. I give him credit for that. There's definitely been a lot of growth with Ben Johnson, but I just don't think he's there yet, where that would be, top 10?
So here's the thing, because I knew you were doing Caleb. I didn't know who you were going to say to replace him with. I didn't think it'd be Baker, because Baker just had, it's about your whole season, but this most recent week has a real impact on this week's rankings. Herbert didn't play. Jameis we raised incredibly, and Tom Brady's been retired for 3 years. So I assume you were going to say, yes, if you want to say Brady should be up higher, so be it. I assumed you were going to say Jordan Love should take his spot. So I did have them prepare Caleb versus Jordan Love, because I think those are the most obvious comps here. So team points is Caleb, completion percentage obviously is J-Lo, yards per game is Caleb, yards per pass is J-Lo, touchdown to turnover is Caleb. So the argument I would make is I think they are having roughly equivalent seasons. And so if one guy is coming off an ag game and the other guy is coming off a 3-touchdown game, to me feels fair.
I would say, though, Caleb has far better weapons.
Everybody loved the Packers' weapons going into the year. We had a whole argument.
They don't have a legit number 1 receiver. They lost their best tight end. They don't have a legit number 1. They got a bunch of 2s or 3s.
Agreed,
and Caleb's got some potential number 1 receivers.
The Tucker Kraft, I would argue, is maybe the best weapon on either team, but he's now out. But Jordan Love had him for most of the year. He doesn't have him moving forward. I just think Caleb's year has maybe been a touch underrated is my argument. He's coming off, I thought, a really good game despite the yakety sax
And in
moment.
fairness to Nick, when Micah went there, everybody assumed that that was the missing piece for
that's
the
right.
whole Super Bowl puzzle, where the Bears were, it was just like, can they survive? You know, can we make progress?
KW?
I didn't know Coach was going to go this hard at Mahomes, so I don't want to make it feel like a gang-up session on Patrick Mahomes, who's a friend of the show. That being said, I would flip Drake Maye and Patrick Mahomes. Again, it's a rich tapestry, but these are just the raw numbers, and Drake has him beaten in, obviously, team wins, completion percentage, yards per pass, TDs, close enough, and passer rating by a decent margin. And then Mahomes went into this year and like, you know what I want to do? The deep ball.
Oh, Drake's been better at deep passes. There's no question about
He's
it.
been amazing. So this is on deep passes, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions.
No
Mahomes
question.
hit and miss. The passer rating is out of control. And one of your arguments for moving Mahomes up is that he battled out from a deficit. Well, part of the deficit was his fault. Drake Maye was battled out from a deficit too, but I'm not mentioning it because he caused the pick six, the first pick six of the year. I do give Mahomes credit for 2 tide-turning tackles that Drake Maye has yet to make.
So listen, since we've now referenced it on a few shows, let's show the Drake Maye pick six that yesterday caused such the kerfluffle on the show. Because all I said was, that's a really bad play. That I don't think that is any better of a bad play than Caleb's fumble touchdown. And for some reason you said that's like a normal bad play, so it's okay, but Caleb's is a funny bad play, so it wasn't.
I thought one was a physical mistake, and I thought the other one was a decision-making in the end zone of trying to outrun TJ Watt.
I think the tight end, Hunter Henry, was supposed to be wider and inside the numbers, which is why he threw the ball where he threw it.
Boom.
Okay, so I thought you might say that something about the physical mistake piece of it, which is why, because we're not talking about Caleb, we're talking about Drake versus Patrick. Because the one thing none of your graphics included, and none of those passer rating stats or yard stats or touchdown stats or turnover stats will incorporate is this. Drake Maye, as great as he's been, and listen, I'm a Drake Maye guy. I'm beloved in New England. Everybody knows that.
Yes, that's true.
His propensity to take brutal sacks has been a problem for them. Now, some of that's on the offensive line, no doubt about it. But those are significant negative plays that because he takes them, hold on, Coach.
I'm not doing anything.
Coach, because he takes them instead of throwing the ball away, his completion percentage is crazy high. His passing stats stay elevated because the sack, unlike college football, doesn't hurt your yardage. And so when you look at another Mahomes versus Drake Maye comparative full screen, yards per game is to Patrick. The touchdown to turnover ratio, barely, but it is to Patrick. And the sacks are to Patrick. Now, all the other stats you mentioned, completion percentage, yards per attempt, and obviously team record is to your guy.
Yeah, we play one more game too, just to be fair.
Yeah, which is why I did yards per game instead of total yards, seems more fair. With that said, KW, what is this? It's a rich tapestry. And after what I would consider one of Drake Maye's poorer performances.
It was 294.
And no, well, it's just, again, but from all the other stats you were showing us, the touchdowns, the turnovers, the yards, this was one of his, or pass rating, one of his poorer performances. And after a Patrick season-saving performance, I think it's okay to ding the young guy just a bit. He's had his three worst passer ratings all season. 2 of them have come in the last 3 weeks. It's the 2 weeks ago, I forget who you played, and then this past week. And Coach, what do you want to say?
Patrick Mahomes has 3 of his worst passer rating in a row since 2021.
Coach,
he's been sacked 10
Coach,
times
you
in the
already
last
did
3
this
games.
bit. Coach,
how
you showed us this
But I
full
mean,
screen.
how are you killing
Coach,
Drake Maye for getting...
I'm not killing Drake Maye at all.
He's doing the old Drake Maye's completion percentage, even though he was throwing the ball away. Last game he was throwing the ball away. Doing these
and all of a sudden he didn't. He doesn't have a 100 passer rating in that game. You are correct. All of a sudden he started throwing the ball away, and the streak of the 100 passer rating thing's gone. He had passer rating of 87. But here's the problem with the Mahomes discussion, and then I'll end it. There is a lot of Mahomes is too high and Mahomes is too high happening in this segment. And then in the next segment, if we do How Scary Are the Chiefs, What coach will be like, well, as long as they have 15, man, nobody wants to play
I don't know if he'll
So
take
it
that or
is. So
not.
there is an element of that where one guy's lineage, if you will, is 7 years, and the other guy's is a great 7 weeks. So yeah, tie goes to that guy. So that's all.
What happened to the pre? We won 9 in a row.
7. Yeah, 7. Right, but I didn't think he was very good this past week. So the previous 8 weeks, whatever it is. I know we don't count week 1 because it was bad. So
Week 1 doesn't count.
No, week 1, of course, it doesn't
Week
count.
1 does count. All right.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.